say thankfully because I knew it was fish, and I was thinking if that's a perfume, I'm really going to worry. So we got Amanda and Christo here. Delighted to say we're joined by Jay Rayner. Welcome,
Hello.
sir. Lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you.
So Jay has a cookbook out. It's, oh gosh, as I lifted it, it felt really kind of wonderfully light, like a good meal.
It is. Oh, that's a delightful way to.
Yeah, it just feels like it floats. It's like I'm going to move. So the carrot. Look at that. The carrot person panicking. So the nights out at home. Jay Rayner, recipes and stories. I'm going to open it just at random here. Let's see what we've got. Oh, that's.
You've got a page of print.
That's not. Yeah. That's not a recipe. But I'm going to just give you some praise here. Jay writes in. I'm aware of you in the Guardian, so elsewhere as well.
Should say the Observer. That's
the Observer.
Sunday.
Okay. So up. I have a special alert on my phone every time you've written a restaurant review, because I wonder if in life all of us have one reviewer that when they say something's good, we go to it. And I've never had it before, but I've got it with you. When you say this restaurant's amazing, I go to it. And just to say. So you reviewed some place called Speedboat.
Yeah, Speedboat Bar in.
And I went to it with a couple of friends. Well, I've been now 3 times. I love it. It's like a canteen. It's not posh, is it?
No,
it's basically.
It's very clever. I mean, it's artfitly put together. It's a Thai version of a Thai restaurant.
Yeah.
But it's a particular kind of fiery Thai food.
It's very fiery. Good
cocktails. There's a little bowl. You can get a little bowl of spice-dusted deep-fried chicken skin on the table. Do get that.
That was good. Yeah, it's really good. So, okay, these are recipes, and a lot of them are inspired by famous dishes. I was interested because I saw you in the paper saying you can do basically a Michelin top drawer version of a Greg's steak bake.
Well, let's put the Michelin thing aside. These are 60 recipes inspired by my favourite restaurants that I've been reviewing for the past restaurant dishes I've been reviewing for the past 25 years. Not actually the grandest, because they've all got their cookbooks. These are things you might not necessarily have heard of, but things that are fantastic. And there are some from quite fancy restaurants like, Quo Vadis in London or Sartoria. But I also thought it would be fun to dig into the high street repertoire. Yeah. And so, yes, I did come up. There is a recipe for a steak bake in there, which is, this is a video that I posted on Instagram.
This is you doing an edible version of steak bake.
Yeah, the slight difference here, people complain about me wearing my rings while cooking, and I go, look,
really?
I'm home cooking.
Do they?
Sometimes. Well, people complain about everything, Joe.
Yeah, they do.
And if they didn't, you wouldn't have a show.
But I've never. Have you heard that, Christo? Wait, does your mum say get your rings off?
No, she doesn't actually say that. My mum couldn't take off her engagement ring.
No,
anyway.
I would. Amanda, cooking with rings?
Well, I've always known my mum, and I've always cooked with my rings.
No.
Yeah.
If you're in a professional kitchen, they would expect you to remove certain bits of.
Okay.
But I'm not in a professional kitchen. These are home recipes, and the steak bake is it's an icon.
Yes,
Not?
It's got pastry. It's like a sausage roll in a way, is it? Or
not really, because you have to have braised beef in there, and you have to chill it, and then put it in the fridge, and then put it on a hot pan to get the crisp bottom, no soggy bottom.
Whose mouth is watering? Anyone? Yes, we all are.
I like
okay.
the creamy chicken one as well, though. Oh, that's delicious.
Are we now advertising Greg's? Have they taken a spot in this?
You've got a lamb chop recipe in here. I think we've got some pictures of doing.
This one.
I like that you've done them all.
Now, this one is interesting. This is from a restaurant called Tayyab's in London's Whitechapel. Actually, the restaurants are from all over the country, but it's a very famous Pakistani grill house. Their lamb chops are revered.
Okay.
And the recipe had never been written down, and I managed to get the son of the man who founded it to write down a version, and then I had to break it down to something, because they do it for 150 kilos of lamb chops a day. And I had to work it down to something.
And they weren't secretive about their recipe?
We've left out one ingredient. I decided to keep the secret. I said,
okay.
And it doesn't make a massive difference to the
Right.
thing, but they really are. They're cracking lamb chops. They really are.
Who do you think that Jay gets mistaken for in public life?
Oh.
And it's another cookie person. It's a kitchen related.
One of the hairy biker.
Well, that would be lovely.
No, have a look, Marco Pierre White. I think we've got a picture.
I don't look like anything like him. I mean, sometimes the joke I do is, "Ooh, hasn't Lawrence Llewellyn-Bone let himself go?"
Yes.
But no,
He
you
looks-
just said yes. Yes, thank you very much. So genuinely, I've been chased down trains by people saying, "Marco," and I've had to get my debit card out and say, "No,
Not me.
No, not me."
I get told the whole time, look like Isaac Newton. I mean, where has this come from? Do
we have a compare
I
and
think we have got a
contrast picture
compare.
here?
Let's stick up Isaac Newton and have a look at this. It's just ridiculous. That's not me. Come on. I'm on the right. That never happened before social media.
No, I know.
Nobody had ever seen that painting of him. Amanda, you're looking as if you think actually it's
was
bang on, but you're too
similarities,
polite to say.
I'm honest, Jeremy, you know.
I know you are. And honest, yeah, of course. So, did you watch Traitors?
I watched some of it.
This is where this legend... Yeah, yeah.
Yes, as he
You
stormed
saw
to
her.
victory.
Okay, so just tell us why, I know we mentioned photos in the book. Why don't you photograph food?
I do photograph food. There aren't colour photographs of the food in the book.
That's it.
For two reasons. One, I think food photography has become so sophisticated. I've got a few full colour cookbooks. I love them. But food photography has become so sophisticated, it's almost an invitation to fail. And secondly, if I left them out of the book, it takes £8 off the price. However, there is a QR code in that book and a web address, and it leads to an extra part of my website where there are galleries of all the food that I cooked while I was cooking it. I'm not a professional photographer.
Oh, here we are. So these are the
those
QRs.
are-
Well, that doesn't glamorise apple pie, does
No,
it?
it doesn't.
I take the opposite view. I don't think there's ever been a good picture taken of food. Have you ever tried to photograph mince?
You've never spent any time on Instagram. That's a great dish of tiramisu with radishes and
Okay, that
boiled
looks.
eggs.
But again, look at. I immediately look at what the plate. The plate's bad, and the surface is bad.
That's my plate, and that's my stuff. So, Jeremy, these are real pictures of what the food will look
okay.
like. Now, that is a smoked mackerel sandwich with horseradish, based on the smoked eel sandwich you'll get at Quo Vadis, and it's really, really good.
Okay, all right. Now, those are sort of honest photos, I think. There's chicken curry. Yeah, I always just think the wimpy photos made you never want to eat in wimpy.
Is
You know what I
that
mean?
because
Flash
you're a man
photo-
of a certain age, Jeremy?
Flash photography
There are people
kills me.
going, what is a wimpy? What is he referring to?
So, Jay has been reviewing the country's restaurants for 25 years. I've got a little test for you as well. Whether you could recognise your own quotes. We haven't run this past you, have we? We haven't.
Well, you haven't told me what the quotes are. I know the
this is-
game's afoot.
If you watch Fawlty Towers, you'll know this is a cloche, famously used by Basil. Okay? So, I'm going to reveal a quote under the cloche. Ready? Okay, is this Jay? Here we go. The food was so bad, a nearby Yorkshire Terrier started to look appetizing. The food was so bad, a nearby Yorkshire Terrier started to look appetizing. Christo, is it Jay or not?
Yes, that's Jay.
That's Jay.
Yeah, Farm Girl Cafe review.
Oh, you giving the answer now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
I thought
won't
that was
if you
my
like.
job.
I'll hold it next time. I don't want to.
You are right. No, that's fine. You can mark their workings. Okay, next one. The waiter would have been better cast as an undertaker. Amanda, is it Jay or not? The
Yes.
waiter would have been better cast as an undertaker. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Go on, sir.
No.
No.
No. Made up. You never said that.
I never said that.
How amazing that you can remember. So that's a no. All right, I'm enjoying this. Come on, let's focus on the cloche. I'm going to do the Basil Fawlty now. What was he looking for under the cloche?
Duck.
Duck.
And it ended up being a blancmange.
And he then...
Yes.
He does a brilliant thing. He opens it, and then he puts it down, and he does it again. Okay, here we go. Number 3. This is a great game. Well done to producer Lauren. Vroom. Here we go. Oh, there we are. Never did I think the terrible cooking would slacken my jaw from the rest of my head. Go on, Christo, is this Jay or not? Never did I think the terrible cooking would slacken my jaw from the rest of my head.
Jay, yes.
Is it you?
Yeah, review of Le Cinq 2017 in Paris.
How do you remember this? We thought you were going to take part in the game and not know.
No, I wrote these reviews. If I can't remember my own writing, what hope is there for
Okay,
me?
stand by for a slight bang. And next one, here we go. Last question to Amanda. Ready? Ready for the cloche? Boom. Now, just gently lift it. Okay. So everyone's ready this time. It's worth going to see what the unmitigated male ego looks like when expressed as a restaurant. Is it Jay or not, Amanda?
Yes.
You think it's a good line, because if it's not Jay, it's Lauren in the office, but she could write as well. Jay, is it you?
I am slightly uncomfortable because I think it is me. Is it me?
Yes, you did say it.
Yeah, I did. I don't know
well done.
which review that's from, though.
It's a seafood restaurant in London that's...
Oh, hang on, it's Beast, isn't it? I think it's Beast.
Okay.
A place where they only serve steaks and king crab.
We couldn't find the name of the restaurant, so I think you're right, we couldn't find the name in our research. So there we go. There we jolly well go. Let's do that quiz every day. I love a cloche.
About this time, is that... Yeah.
If you are in a restaurant, let's just ask you, one key question here. And they use a cloche. Now, that's a big move, isn't it? Because what they're going to do is they're going to bring the food to your plate. They're sitting for it. It's covered. And once or twice I've had this, waiters arrive at the same time and they go, 1, 2, 3, vroom. Is that good or bad?
It's completely unnecessary now.
It
The
is.
reason the cloche was invented was because kitchens in big stately houses were a long way from the dining room and the food would get cold on the journey as it was brought to the Duke. So you would have a cloche to keep it warm. That is not a problem in the modern restaurant. It is pure theatre and show. They can stop it now.
Oh.
But isn't part of going out a bit of theatre and wanting a bit of...
But when the waiter goes like that with your napkin,
Yeah.
sir.
They light stuff at the table or
light-
bring out the
Lighting
dessert.
stuff at the table is absolutely fine. That has a culinary benefit, and you want it flamed at the table because that's going to work to the benefit of the dish. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm into
So interesting.
tableside theatre. But there's some of it which is unnecessary, and the dear old cloche is entirely unnecessary.
I'm sad about that. Okay, here's the book. It's called Nights Out at Home. It's available in hardback, and it'll show you how to cook some of the stuff in some of the great restaurants that Jay has been to. Lucky old you. There comes a point where everyone says, Jay's coming. It's Jay. Do you wear disguises?
No, I mean, how do I disguise this? What can I do? But it's like theatre. When we go to the theatre, the play's been written, the actors cast, everything's been
That's true.
rehearsed. I book under a pseudonym, they don't know I'm coming.
Right, and you pay, of course.
And we pay for everything. I turn away any freebies they're trying to send. I want you to understand the sacrifice I make in the service of all of you.
I think it's a hard old job, and also if you give someone a bad review, right, you've made an enemy for life there.
Very simple rule, punch up, not down.
Okay.
So fancy restaurants, not the, mum and pop.
I understand. We had a brilliant thing happen about 10 minutes ago. We were talking, and suddenly somebody said, Jay Rayner, through the speakers. So just to say, your appearance was foreshadowed. I don't know how it happened.
Grace Dent
What's
and Jimmy Famarewa.
going on?
They've entered this competition because they think they've got some cooking chops. And I want to find out what sort of...
venison tenderloin, mushroom puree, carrot and cabbage.
What's that?
Oh, that was just an inadvertent bit of MasterChef.
I
The glory of hair moving in slow motion.
What's happening?
It takes
Studio.
No idea what that was.
It takes years to learn to walk in slow motion.
Obviously, every time someone says your name, something happens. Amanda, God, I'm dreading the next mention. Amanda, in the Times, postmasters, we're on to the news, back to the news, told to be patient because they say they still haven't got compensation?
I know, it's dreadful, isn't it? Well, good on Joe Hamilton for bringing it out in the recent NTAs, because I think, a lot of us thought that they had all been paid off, and at the end of the day, the system failed them. Keir Starmer, let's sort this out for them.
So this came out at the National Television Awards. I wasn't there, I didn't get invited, but it seems like there were about 65 stories that happened at this event. I was seeing Florence and the Machine, actually, which was better. So let's hear what the former sub-postmaster Joe Hamilton had to say at the awards.
Almost all of these people behind me haven't been paid yet. And out of the group of 555, more than 300 haven't been paid yet, including Sir Alan Bates. They've offered him 30% of his claim.
I'm getting so angry, I can't even speak. What about you?
Yeah, I just think pay up and sort it out. This happened. This was between 1999 and 2015. Now, Rishi Sunak agreed a minimum of £600,000 for each of the victims by Christmas, and it looks like that deadline isn't going to happen either under this new government. So I don't know why they're able to pull their finger out for certain things. This is such a massive injustice. Just sort it out.
The rioters got done within a day.
Yeah.
Reynolds is still cycling around the countryside, as far as I can tell. Jay, what do you think?
I'm quite struck that the current government has not actually spotted the massive PR opportunity to just sort it out and do it quickly.
But it costs a lot.
I know
It's gonna cost a lot.
institutional drag and the civil service is a beast of a machine to turn around, but there are certain easy wins, and that was one of them.
Do you know how many convictions there were? About 700. It's just, how did the Post Office not realise? It's kind of weird that we've suddenly got 700 criminals here. Why did they not realise something was going wrong? Anyway, Keir Starmer was asked about those comments by Ms Hamilton.
Well, look, we've made a commitment in relation to this compensation, and we will keep to that commitment. Obviously, almost everywhere we look, there's a bigger problem than we anticipated. Everything, pretty well, has been broken by the last government, so we are getting on with this as quickly as we can. But I did make that commitment. I stick by that.
Okay. Sorry, we're having fun today. Christo, Trump, oh my goodness, are we not going to see another one?
Yes, this is Donald Trump ruling out, apparently, another presidential debate against Kamala Harris before the election. This is after the last debate, which was on Tuesday night in Philadelphia. And he says that she only wants a rematch because he apparently clearly won. I mean, he didn't win.
He counts. He says, "I've done 2 debates. 2's enough." Because he's counting the Biden as the first one.
I mean, I thought that she had a really great strategy in this debate, which was to the attraction to Trump voters, apart from him being unhinged, is that he will literally say anything. And what she did was that she kept setting traps for him, and he became hoisted by his own petard because he actually just kept coming out with absolute nonsense. And the very thing that most people were attracted to with him made people realise he's actually mad.
Yeah, let's see what Trump had to say yesterday.
As everyone saw 2 nights ago, we had a monumental victory over Comrade Kamala Harris in the presidential debate. So because we've done 2 debates and because they were successful, there will be no 3rd debate.
So he's trying to work out how to describe her. So he starts with calling her Laughing Kamala, and now he's gone Comrade Kamala. Let's see what she said.
2 nights ago, Donald Trump and I had our first debate. And I believe we owe it to the voters to have another debate.
God, it's real, but all on both sides is paint by numbers stuff, isn't it?
One of the really striking things is you watch it, you watch the clips, and you think, well, clearly he's bizarre, bonkers, and she's doing a really good job. And I live in an echo chamber, so on social media, everybody's saying the same. And then you hear the polls, and it is still not even neck and neck. He's still slightly ahead.
See, I think he might have won it. I won the debate only because the only thing we remember is they're eating cats and dogs. And
I have a recipe if no.
We should mention, because this came up a day ago, of Taylor Swift has come out, because Taylor Swift got very annoyed because she saw an AI thing of her supporting Trump, which wasn't real, posted on Trump's website. So she's gone into a big political thing saying, I'm voting for Kamala, and so on and so forth, and we need a warrior, and she's the one. The next thing will be Trump actually having to think, does he attack Taylor Swift? Because you've got to think before you do that.
And Swifties are more radical than Trumpettes.
You can just see very quickly here, Tim Waltz, who's Kamala Harris's running mate, found out about Taylor Swift's endorsement while doing an interview.
I have to get your response to that, Mr. Governor.
All those things, I am incredibly grateful, first of all, to Taylor Swift. I say that also as a cat owner, a fellow cat owner. Look, Swifties, you heard it. We know that it's there. That was eloquent, and it was clear. And that's the type of courage we need in America to stand up.
So, yeah, the presenter, Rachel Maddow, read that to Waltz while he was actually sitting there. So it's quite dramatic. OK, listen, Jack, I'm dreading. If I say your name, what's going to happen? Something's going to happen.
It's all going to be fine.
OK, let's just try and do this. Thank you, Jay Rayner, for joining us. We're OK.
Yep.
Look out for the book. Here it is, Nights Out at Home. Thank you for your brilliant reviews. I'm serious. Every time you write one, it flashes on my phone. Serious. And I try and go there.
It took a lot for me to organise that, but it's
We'll have more after the break. Vanessa will be joining us, and we'll find out why so many children are skipping school on Friday.